Hi, Alan Stratton here from CostMatters.com. I just returned from Chicago and the 10th annual conference for the Beyond Budgeting Roundtable, or BBRT. Although I attended several earlier conferences, this one was still an interesting and valuable conference. The BBRT suffers somewhat from its name and some of its early rhetoric. Early on, many promotions talked about blowing up the budget and stopping the budget process. But what most don't realize is that ending budgeting requires more attention to other management activities. We rely on the budget for three primary management purposes. First, to set targets. Second, to compensate performance. And third, to allocate our scarce resources. So, why blow up the budget? While most companies have been budgeting this way for decades, it is time for us to reevaluate why we're budgeting the way we do. It's time to evaluate the performance of the budgeting process, the cost, and the benefits. First, setting targets. We all know that budget targets are obsolete almost before the budget is complete and implemented. So why do we do it this way? In fact, one BBRT principle has to do with setting dynamic targets and targets that are relative to the market and to competition. Dynamic targets require a different setting process but can be so much more valuable than a negotiated budget-based target. Second, performance-based compensation. Performance-based compensation is practically a guarantee for sandbagging in the budget. How much operational and financial manipulation results from budget-based compensation? A lot, because manipulation is practically guaranteed. Now, you can't fault human motivation. Some manipulation is simply a result of choices made to maximize compensation by advancing or delaying expenditures or revenues. However, in the extreme, manipulation is illegal. To avoid this, BBRT advocates disconnecting compensation from budget performance, and I agree. There are much better ways to reward top performance than via a negotiated budget. Third, for resource allocation. Since most budget assumptions are obsolete or just flat out wrong before the budgeted period, why should resource allocations be based on the budget? Shouldn't there be a method to allocate business resources that really reflects current business conditions? Now, to me, this area is perhaps the hardest one to solve. This will require a delicate balancing act for most companies. And one thing for sure, the budget is about the worst way to do this job. Something I'd like to see in more companies is scenario practicing. Notice that I did not say scenario playing. I'd rather practice than play. Don't athletic teams practice before the real game? Don't elite military squads practice before they go into real combat? Don't airline pilots practice in simulators and they practice life-threatening situations long before encountering the real thing? While I would like to see more scenario practicing, the budget process that I see in most companies is the wrong way to practice. And bad practice does not generate good habits and good results. Simulating the business with driver-based forecasts or activity-based planning and budgeting techniques would be much more rewarding. So, back to the conference. We all need to learn and to grow. We all need to be challenged, and we all need to get out of our respective ruts. A conference should be a forum for new ideas and a forum to challenge our existing paradigms. And this conference delivered. We'll see you there next year. Now, I'd like to hear your story about your budgeting process. To your business profitability, I'm Alan Stratton from CostMatters.com, and thank you.